Hi guys, in this video we will see about a few questions on JavaScript. What is a var in JavaScript? Var is used to declare a variable. It acts as a local scope in a function, and it acts as a global scope if we declare on top of a program. On top of a program, if we are declaring this var variable, then suppose if I am giving some var a equal to 15, then it will be acts as a global variable for the entire program. Coming for the next question, like can we use where before the declaration? No, we cannot use where before the declaration. Why? Because the scope of the where will start below the where variable. Suppose if I declare console.log a, and if I declare var a, that console.log will be coming like an error. It will return an error like where variable is not defined, is undefined. And what is let and where? When what are the differences between this let and where is? Where is used to where is used for variable declaration, and it can be used for global global scope declarations. And coming for the let, we can use for only block scoped. For example, in this example you can see here, let a equal to some 10, and the scope of the a will be ended before the curling braces, end of the curling braces. And what is the difference between let, var, and constant? Var can be used as a global scope. Let is a block scoped element. Let variable can be reassigned in a loop iterations. For example, if we are giving like for let I equal to 0, I less than some 10, I plus plus. Likewise, you can able to reassign a let variable in a loop, but and also it is a block scoped element. But we can't use constant in a we can't use constant in such cases. Once the constant variable is declared, that will be constant for all the time. It won't be changed in the future also. We cannot use such variable in a loop iterations also. Once it is declared as a constant variable, that cannot be able to change it. It can't able to change. We will get a constant error, or we will get a constant error like already it is declared. Likewise, we will get an one error. And what is a lexical scoping? Lexical scoping is sometimes referred to as a static scope. So what is a lexical scoping means? Suppose if I want to, let us think I have some two functions. So some nested group of functions. So I want to access the child's, parent scoped elements to the child scoped element. Okay, in that scenario, such kind of scenarios, like where we are going to get the parent scoped element to the child scope function, parent scoped function element to the child scope function. We call it as we call it a lexical scoping or static scope. So how to call a function in a JavaScript? Just declare a function add, and just mention like this dot a equal to city, and give add, and you can give some braces, right? So likewise you can call a function. So sometimes you will get a question like, what is the initial name of JavaScript? So JavaScript is also known as LiveScript earlier. Then they have renamed it to the JavaScript. So what is a self-invoking function? This is also a very important question. Self-invoking function will invoke on its own. This is also sometimes referred to as immediate invoking function event. Okay, so it will be invoked all on its own. We no need to call that function hereafter. Okay, once the program is loaded, it will be loaded automatically. It will be called automatically. The below is the declaration, like function, and also console.log, and some I give some variable where my var equal to some local value, and I have ended that with this braces, right? So this open and close braces. Like this, I can able to call a self-invoked function in JavaScript. So how do you comment a lines in JavaScript? So double slash, if we are giving, that is a for single line statement. Slash start, if we are giving, that is a that is for multiple statements. Okay, yeah, suppose if I have some different multiple statements, if I want to comment, slash forward slash star, and and the below the statements, whatever we want to comment, below that star forward slash. So what is a hoisting? So what is a hoisting in JavaScript? Hoisting in JavaScript is where the variables where the variables are and function declarations are moved on top of their scope before code's execution. This means whether the variables are declared or not below or whatever the locations they were, they will go and declare on top of the program. So they are moved to the top of the program regardless of where they are declared, whether they are local or global scoped. So they will be called on top of the function while they are hoisting a JavaScript. Okay, while the engine is hoisting a JavaScript program. So what is a function hoisting? See here in this example, I can able to see variable hoist. See, first I declare where declare later I have declared one function. I have declared one variable. So if I am calling immediately console.log declared later, so it will be getting like undefined. So if I am declaring something, if I am assigning something, some value to this variable, so then it will be acts as an defined variable. We will be getting for the console.log declared later. So now it will be returning as now it is defined. This is general variable hoisting. And coming for the function hoisting, suppose if I declare a variable, if I call a particular function. Okay, I have taken here two functions. One is like a definition hoisted, definition not hoisted. So in this definition not hoisted, so at very first initial point of time, if I call, it will tell like undefined, not a function, because this is a variable, this is declared as a variable. Okay, if I am declared as a variable, that should be before that. That variable, this call should be after this where definition hoisted. Else it will, if I am calling before that, it will give as undefined in a function. And coming for this definition hoisted, if I am calling wherever the position it is, it will be called, it will return like function is hoisted. This definition is hoisted. That's how the function hoisting will work. And how can we change the data types in JavaScript? So let us think I have here some false, which is a boolean dot to string. So that will return the string value false. And coming for the string, I am giving some 1, 2, 3. If I am, this is a literal string, literal primitive string literal. If I am giving here 1, 2, 3, it will be converted to string 1, 2, 3. And number, if I am giving false, it will return as 0. It is simply converting the boolean value to the numeric. It is the above one string 1, 2, 3 is converting the numeric value to the string. Likewise, false to string, it will convert the boolean value to the string. And number true, it will convert to the 1. The boolean value is converted to numeric. And number string 3.14, it will convert to the 3.14 numeric. Yeah. And what is the plus operator? Unary operator. We call this also as unary operator. So plus, use it for concatenation. Suppose if I want to concatenate some numeric value to some string, I can able to concatenate with plus operator. So how to convert the string to a number? number 215, right? So it will be like, so it will convert the string value, whatever this 215 is there, that will be converted to the numeric 215. So what is literals in JavaScript? There are array literal, boolean literal, and function floating point literal, and numeric, and object regex, and string. So this array literal is just a simple literal, like let coffee I am giving, and also I am mentioning the some three variables, some French roast, Colombian, and Kona. So I have given some variables inside, some entries inside this array, which is like an square bracket I have to mention. And here also we can also mention with new array array, and that is also acts as an array literal. Boolean literal, we have two values, two valid values, they are true and false. If you want to declare a Boolean literal, it is like means we can assign the values like true and false. So numeric literal is something like numeric, and big integer types can be written in decimal. Okay, like some decimal or hexadecimal or octal or binary. So these and all, whatever the numeric types we have, they are all belong to the numeric literal. And this floating point literal, here we are having below four four mentions about this floating point literal. They are like a decimal integer which can be signed, preceded to plus or minus. Okay, and it should not can be signed with plus or minus, and decimal point should be there, a decimal point should be there, and then fraction should be there, like another decimal number, like yeah, a fraction, and an exponent can follow the can have the following parts. The floating point literal can have the following parts: either it can be an exponential, or it can be a fraction, or it can be a decimal point, or it can be a signed plus or minus integer. All these are comes under floating point integer. And literal and object literal is something like we have to declare the object literal in the form of curly braces, start and open, flower brackets we call, uh, uh, close and open. So all the time this object literal will be having one key and one value. The key we call it as an property, the value is the value of that particular property. So key is always the property of the particular field name of the object literal. So that's about few questions. Thank you very much.